Well, welcome back to Steve Robb Reviews. Today we're going to have some fun and we're going to build a couple of these. For you that are following the channel, last week I showed you how to build a wooden fence over top of a metal fence, or just like a regular wire fence that's been stretched about 5 feet tall. I made a fence over top, 6-foot wooden boards, and it's worked out fantastic. So I ran out of these, so I was going to go all the way down to the end with more, and I told you I was going to make my own brackets. Well, today we're going to make my own brackets, and here they are here. Very simple. Now, I couldn't find any of these that I could buy individually. They come on two, and they come with 2 bolts as well in each one for $27. And I'm going, I don't think so. No. I can make this very easily on my bench, and I have some stock here, and all it is 1 inch wide, 1/8 wide, and it's very easy to do. Save yourself a fortune. I just got this little metal bender that I use. I've shown that in the past too, and I'll put a link down below for the metal bender if you want to see how that works in action. And the fence deal is going to be interesting too if you haven't seen how to do something like that. Next year I'm going to put up the rest of the fence and I'll show you that, but for now I'm going to leave it for this year. So let's get to fabricating a couple of them up, and I'll show you how easy it is. Well, the only prep work I've got done so far is I took my little M12 Sawzall here, and I just cut off a 7-inch section. And if you notice right there, I don't know if you can see it or not, there's a black spot on the top. You're going to need that. That's just the center point. And on the other side, I've marked 1 inch over and put a couple of center marks in there so I can drill the 5/16 hole out for the carriage bolts. And we're going to put this in the bender, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to use. Well, here we go right here. You can see I put a line down here, which is the center of this block, the center of the set screw, the clamping screw, and I've got the mark right here. So all we're going to do is we're going to use the 2 combinations of these round cylinders and just bend it over till it just touches about right here on both sides. So we're going to do the first one. Let's take a look. It doesn't take much effort. This is only 1/8 thick material. You just bring it round until right about there. Then you have to take the block off, take this out of your jig to get this in behind, put it back in your mark. That's why you need that mark there all the time. And tighten her up, put it in, and do the same thing until it just about touches right about there, and that's all you need. Okay, so now the next part is a little bit different. Is we're going to have to push it the other way. So on this side here, you move your mark that you have on the outside of this block, and you'll see it'll form a natural spot right there where the bend is. There you go. We just tighten her up. We'll put the pushing block back in, and all you do is just kind of eyeball it to where it would be around level. I mean, you can adjust that later. It's no big deal. And then you come back to this side and move it on the opposite, right about there. And you'll see again how it's going to want to form right in the curve right in here. Snug her up, bring her around, and just bring her back the other way. There we go. Okay, so let's take her out. Let's take a look. Okay, so I'm going to show you the progression of when you start trying to design something like this. It's supposed to be like this, like I have already, and I thought, I don't need the extra pieces on the end here. They serve no purpose to me, so why have them that long, right? So my first one that I did, this is it right here. And of course I got 2 carriage bolts that go through here. and the fence board is on this side, so the carriage bolts won't turn and the nuts will be on this side. So this is the first design right here. You can see that's out nice and flat. And here is the second one as well, nice and flat. And then I thought, you know what, the one that I showed you, this is it here. And I'm not going to go through the second step that I did when I did the other two, which was to actually bend them further up so they're completely flat. Because in reality, you don't need that, because what's going to happen is as I tighten these up, they're going to bend down around the 1.5 inch post anyways. They're going to be like this. All I have to do is drill 2 holes. And that'll pretty much be it. I don't have to go through the second step, because when I tighten them down with my impact, they do bend them right back down towards the fence. Now if I do have a problem with getting the bolts actually in, it's very easy just to bend them up a bit. But for now, that's the way it is. And look forward to next year, and I'll show you these are going to be all finished with the holes in them, all painted, all ready to go. And I'll show you this time me doing the whole procedure right from scratch. So thanks for joining me here today. This is a very easy little pipe bender to use. Like I said, I put a link down below if you've never seen how one of these pipe benders work. And you could save yourself a fortune just bending up your own stuff. I've bent quite a few stuff already with my pipe bender. Save you a fortune. You know, I think they're well worth the investment of buying yourself one. And I think I paid way back then like 30 bucks. So thanks for joining me here today. If you haven't seen this channel before, well, you're welcome to subscribe. Come back again. We'll see you. Cheers.